In a world where constant connectivity and social approval are considered benchmarks of success and self-worth, solitude is often misunderstood. It is mistaken for loneliness, viewed as a condition to be escaped rather than a state to be embraced. But beyond the surface of social media likes and external validation lies a deeper, quieter truth. True strength begins when you stop searching for it outside yourself. The idea that being alone is a problem is one of the greatest misperceptions of our time. The real problem is not the lack of people around you, but the belief that without others, you are somehow incomplete. The pressure to be surrounded by friends, to be always in conversation, to always have someone to lean on, creates a dangerous dependency that keeps many from discovering the greatest ally they will ever have, themselves. There is a fundamental difference between being alone and being lonely. Aloneness is a physical state. It is simply the absence of others in a given moment. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state. It is the feeling of being disconnected, not just from others, but often from oneself. It is entirely possible to be surrounded by a crowd and feel deeply lonely, just as it is possible to be alone and feel at peace, grounded, and whole. The truth that many people eventually come to realize, often through hardship, is that the only constant presence in their life is themselves. People come and go. Circumstances shift. Relationships evolve or dissolve. Even the most well-meaning friends and family members cannot always be there in your moments of deepest need. It is in these moments, when the world falls silent and the external support fades, that your inner strength either steps forward or crumbles. And this is why building a relationship with yourself is not just important, it is essential. Because no one will ever fight for you the way you can. No one will ever truly understand your pain, your dreams, your fears, and your struggles the way you do. Others can sympathize, they can offer comfort, and they can support you temporarily. But they are not you. They do not wake up with your thoughts, carry your scars, or walk in your shoes. And they will never fight your internal battles for you. The modern world encourages distraction. It tells us that if we feel sad, we should scroll. If we feel alone, we should text. If we feel insecure, we should post something and wait for likes. But these are temporary fixes to deeper wounds. The only real healing begins when we sit with ourselves and confront the discomfort head-on. When we ask ourselves the hard questions. When we stop running from the silence and start listening to what it has to teach us. Self-love and self-care have become popular buzzwords, often reduced to spa days and motivational quotes. But real self-love is much harder than that. It is not always glamorous. Sometimes it means holding yourself accountable. It means setting boundaries even if it means losing people. It means forgiving yourself for mistakes that still haunt you. It means believing in your worth even when no one else affirms it. To love yourself is to stand by yourself when no one else does. It is to be your own protector, your own provider, your own healer. It is not arrogance or narcissism, it is survival. It is the recognition that if you do not show up for yourself, no one else truly will. You can receive help. You can be supported. You can have beautiful, meaningful relationships. But at the core of it all, the one person who will always be there when the lights go out, when the door closes, when everyone else turns away, is you. When you finally accept this, when you learn to not just tolerate solitude but to welcome it, everything changes. The fear of being alone disappears. You stop chasing people who do not value you. You stop seeking validation from sources that never truly mattered. You become your own source of strength. And in doing so, you become unbreakable. This is not to say that people do not matter. We are social beings. We thrive in community. Genuine relationships are among the most beautiful parts of life. But they are not a substitute for inner peace. They are an addition to it. You cannot truly connect with others if you are disconnected from yourself. You cannot truly love another if you do not love yourself. And you cannot expect others to fill a void that only self-awareness and self-acceptance can fill. The world may not always understand you. It may not always celebrate you. It may not always support you. But none of that matters if you understand, celebrate, and support yourself. The loudest voice in your life should not be the opinions of others, but the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and standing firmly in that truth. There is a certain power that comes from being alone, not the kind of power that dominates or controls, but the kind that liberates. The power to be at peace in your own skin. The power to walk alone without fear. The power to choose solitude over toxic company. The power to say, I am enough, and truly believe it. Society often conditions people to think that they are only valuable when they are part of a group, when they have a partner, when they have a certain social standing. But some of the most profound moments of growth happen in solitude. Some of the most meaningful discoveries happen in silence. And some of the strongest individuals were forged not in the warmth of community, but in the fire of isolation. To be alone is not to be without love. It is to be surrounded by the purest form of love, self-love. The kind of love that does not fade when times get hard. The kind of love that does not leave when you mess up. The kind of love that does not need to be earned, because it is rooted in unconditional acceptance of who you are. And when you have that kind of love within you, something magical happens. You begin to attract people who resonate with that energy. People who are not looking to fill a void, but to share their own fullness. People who see you not as a project to fix or a burden to carry, but as a whole person to walk alongside. These are the genuine connections we all long for, not based on neediness, but on mutual respect and self-awareness. But these connections only come when you stop chasing and start becoming. When you stop trying to fit in and start standing out. When you stop begging for attention and start giving yourself the attention you deserve. It all begins and ends with you. There is immense beauty in this realization. For it means that no matter how chaotic the world gets, you have an anchor. No matter who leaves, you remain. No matter what storms come, you have shelter within yourself. So if you find yourself alone today, do not panic. Do not rush to fill the silence. Sit with it. Listen to it. Learn from it. Use it. This is your sacred space. This is your training ground. This is where your true self is born. And when the time comes to step back into the world, you will not do so as someone desperate to belong, but as someone who already knows they do. Because you belong to yourself. And that is more than enough. The world will try to tell you otherwise. It will tell you to find someone. To find something. To find purpose in a job or a relationship or an achievement. But you will know better. You will know that everything you need is already within you. That your worth is not in what you do or who you know, but in who you are when no one is watching. That is the kind of strength no one can take from you. That is the kind of power that sustains you. That is the kind of love that heals you. You are not lonely. You are learning to love the most important person in your life, you. And that journey, though it may be walked alone, is the most important journey you will ever take. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep loving. You are not alone. You are with yourself. And that is where true peace begins. Remember, being alone isn't your weakness, it's your superpower. The world may not always be there for you, but you will always have you. So love yourself, trust yourself, and walk forward with strength. If this message spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never forget, you are enough.